Hi everyone, it's Shravya again, and today let's have a go creating silly sentences in Scratch. In this video, we'll be having a look at how to make lists on Scratch and how to broadcast messages. Let's start our code with the event block that says when flag clicked. Next, we need to add a list. To do this, go to the Variables section and click the button that says Make a List. I'm going to name my list Name. This list will allow our sprite to randomly pick a name in order to form our silly sentences. Let's click OK. Now, on the stage, you will see a box like this one. On the top, it will have the name of your list. Mine says Name. But underneath that, it will say Empty. This is because we haven't added anything to our list yet. So let's do that now. Underneath our event block, we need the block that says Delete all of Name. This is to stop the list from adding items every time we click the green flag. Next, we need 4 of the blocks that say Add Thing to Name. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to add 4 names into the white circles. My first is going to be Sarah. Next I'm going to have the name Sam. Then Ben. And then Evie. Now, if we click the green flag, these names will appear in our list. If you wanted to, you could add more names and then change them to make your sentences even funnier. Next, we need to click the blue square with a tick in it. This is so that our list isn't visible on the screen, and it's more of a surprise to the person watching the program as to what the sentence is. Now, we need to do the exact same thing, but with another list. So let's duplicate our previous code. And then make a new list. Mine's going to be called Action, because it's going to be the action that the person is going to carry out. Then let's click OK. Now on the end of our blocks, it says Name, 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 Name. This is because our previous code was about the name list, but we need to change that to the action list because that's what we're coding at the moment. Now, let's change what's written in the white circle. When you're writing these actions down, you need to make sure you put a space before you type the actual words. You'll find out why later. Space, then my first one is going to be walked into. My second is going to be tripped over. My third is going to be waved to. And then my fourth is going to be talked to. Now, let's press the green flag and see what happens to our list. As it did before with the name blocks, all the actions that we've written down have appeared on the stage. Now, as we did before, we need to click on the blue square with a tick in it to hide the action list. Now let's duplicate our previous code once again and then add a new list. This one is going to be called Object. Now, we need to change the names to Object. And then change what we've written in the white circle to different objects. And like we did with the actions, we need to put a space before them. My first one is going to be a lamppost. My second is going to be a monkey. My third is going to be a tiger. And my fourth is going to be a carrot. Now let's press the green flag. And like it did with the action and name lists, all 4 of our objects have come up. Now let's hide the object list. Duplicate that code. And add one final list called time. Okay. Now we need to repeat the previous process that we've done with the previous 3 pieces of code. My first time is going to be at 2:30, and I'm going to remember to put a space before it. My second is going to be during lunchtime. My third is going to be in the middle of the night. Then my fourth is going to be before breakfast. Now let's press the green flag. And like it did before, all of our times have appeared in the list. Now let's hide the time and then add the code that will allow our sprite to say silly sentences. Now, we need to generate the silly sentences. To do this, we need to broadcast a message. Broadcasting a message is the way the sprites and backdrops communicate with each other. For my program, I want the person playing the game to press the space key if they want the sprite to say a silly sentence. To code this, we need the event block that says when flag clicked. Then underneath that, we need the looks block that says say hello. But I'm going to change hello to press the space key if you want me to say a silly sentence. Next, we need the event block that says when space key pressed. And underneath that, we need the block that says broadcast message 1. Now that our sprite has broadcasted a message, we need to tell the sprite what to do once it's received the message. To do that, we need the event block that says when I receive message 1. Underneath that block, we need the looks block that says say hello. Inside the white circle that says hello, we need the operator block that says join apple banana. And we need to put 2 more of these blocks into the original apple and banana circles so that we have 4 different white circles for us to type in. 1 for the name, 1 for the action, 1 for the object, and 1 for the time. Inside these circles, we need the variable block, item 1 of action. I'm going to put it here for now, because it's the same thing for all of them, so we can just duplicate it. Now instead of item 1, we wanted to pick random from the 4 items that we have in each of our lists. So to do that, let's use the operator block that says pick random. And let's change that to pick random 1 to 4. Now, let's duplicate this code and then put it in each of the circles. My first one is going to be the name. My second is going to be the action. Then going to duplicate it again, and then my third is going to be the object. I'm going to duplicate it one final time, and my fourth is going to be the time. Now, let's put the stage in full screen and run the code. Now, let's press the space key and see what happens. Evie walked into a monkey at 2:30. Sarah talked to a lamppost during lunchtime. Sam walked into a monkey at 2:30. And every time I press the space key, the sentence will change, picking a random object, time, name and action each time. Now, remember earlier I told you to put a space before the action, object and time. Well, this is because when the sprite is joining the name, action, object and time, it won't put a space in between them, so it'll all end up into one word. So that's why if we put a space when we're typing it in, the space will appear in the sentence. You could change what you put inside your lists to make all kinds of fun sentences. I hope you enjoyed this video and you have lots of fun creating your own silly sentences. I'll be back soon.